Good morning to all of you. Today we are learn about how to create this kind of effect. This effect is called like slice head effect in Photoshop. To start, first of all you have to create a new document like this. I am creating 2000 by 2000 with the resolution of 300. Color mode is RGB. Click on create button. Now open a document file or open your image with the use of go to file and open. There is a destination and I just select this photo. With the use of any selection tool, I am selecting the face like this and just use Ctrl X to cut. And now I don't require that document, so I just close it and Ctrl V to my document. Now you have to resize this. While you clicking Ctrl T, there are some handles, you can use it to resize it. So I just place it here and Ctrl 0 to fit to screen. Click on any of these tools and there are options like select subject. Now click here. Photoshop will analyze automatically your subject and create a selection around this. Now if you are click only backspace to delete, then your subject is deleted. Why? Because that is selected. So Ctrl Z to undo. Now go to selection. There is a inverse selection button. You have to click here, or you can use the shortcut key, that is shift plus Ctrl I. And now use backspace to delete the background. Now I just create a selection around the chin area and delete that particular area. With the use of lasso tool, I just create a selection around that area and create a selection. When you are satisfied, press backspace to delete the area. Next step is you have to desaturate that with the use of image. There is adjustment layer and there are desaturation, and you can use also shift plus Ctrl plus U for that. To resize this, Ctrl T and just resize this little bit. Now label the layer, double click on that layer and write the name. To create this kind of effect, you have to create a new layer and select the elliptical marquee tool and make elliptical like that and fill any color now. So I am just using Alt and backspace to fill the foreground color and Ctrl D is for deselection. Now zoom in and use Ctrl T to transform and match the edges with the elliptical like this. You have to match that edges like this. So I place it where I want to cut like that. Now duplicate that particular elliptical with the use of, I am using Alt while there are two cursors are there. Now I just move it down like this. One more time I create this. You can use Ctrl J for duplication, or you can use right click here and duplicate. So Ctrl T to resize, match the edges like that. Ctrl T to resize, match the edges like this. Now the next step is to match, to select that particular area to cut. Now first of all you have to select this one and come to this thumbnail area while there is a hand. Now press Ctrl to select that area. When this area is selected, use the polygon lasso tool and with the use of shift start creating, adding the selection. Click here and like this you have to select your area. Now select the main layer and use Ctrl X or use Ctrl Shift V to paste on place. Now repeat the process. Click on this layer and create a selection around it with the use of polygon lasso tool. Press shift and add the selection and select the area. Now select the main layer again. Ctrl X is cut, Ctrl Shift V is used to copy. Now select the last elliptical and create a selection around it, like with the use of previous, you have to select the control while pressing on the thumbnail and start adding selection with the use of polygon and press shift like this. Now again select the main layer, use Ctrl X and Ctrl Shift V to paste on place. Now you have to select that all layers like 1, 2, 3 with the use of shift. You can select it and move it down like this. Now if you just move this side, this. Now these ellipticals are not connected with your selections. So how to connect? First of all, just click here. First you have to move this one, click here and click here. Now with the use of shift, first one you have to click here and then press shift and click on this area. Automatically that is selected. Now right click here and link the layer, you can move it. Now again click on this layer and press shift while clicking on this area. Now right click here and link the layer, so that is also linked. Click here and click here, repeat the process to link. Now every layer is a link. After link that all layers, now place your subject according to your requirement. So I am just moving this light to this side or this one to this side like this. Now select all the things. Now my other work is to create a shadow here. How to create? Just select this layer and create a new layer on the top of that layer, and now use the default color with the use of brush tool. Click here, right click here and use only soft rounded brush and decrease the size of that brush like this. With the use of open bracket, you can decrease the size of that brush like this or increase with the close bracket. Just click. Now Ctrl T to resize it. With the use of this, you can resize like that or little bit up like this. Now there are some area that is outside from this line, outline from outside from this elliptical. So how to merge it with an only bound in that area? With the use of right click here and create a clip mask here. There is a clipping mask. Okay, now that is only bound in that particular elliptical. Repeat the process for all the other ellipticals. For example, I am just click here and create a new layer again and use a brush tool with the use of B. B is the shortcut key for brush. Click here, Ctrl T to resize it like this. So again, I am using a shortcut key for clipping while my cursor is here. Now click the Alt key. When that arrow is appearing, just click here, that is clipped with that particular thing or like this. You can see now that is clipped, so my shadow is not going outside from my elliptical. Now just Ctrl T for this and little bit increase the size of this. Now again click here, create a new layer to the top of that layer and use brush tool with the use of P and click here, Ctrl T, resize it like this and clip with the layer like this. Ctrl 0 to fit to screen. And now you have to move your shadows like this. Select all the layers and Ctrl T to resize it like this. Ctrl 0 to fit to screen. Now Ctrl G while selecting all the layers, Ctrl G to make a group. This one is red, and now Ctrl J is duplicate for your whole group. Now I hide that group and make some changes in it. So I just move this head part here like this and like this. Ctrl T to resize this one, but this time I just want to rotate this part. For example, if I am rotating now, my anchor point is in the center, so that reason my head is rotating from the center, but I want my head is rotate from this point. For that, you can first of all, sometimes that anchor point is not visible. Why? Because this icon is not checked. So you have to check this one first while using Ctrl T. Then click here. Now I just select the anchor point to this corner. Now you can move it like that. So I just place it accordingly. With the use of arrow keys, I am placing this at like this. Now move the shadow a little bit, so that is clipped with the that particular elliptical shape, so that my shadow is not going outside that. Now decrease the value of fill little bit like this. Now how to add some elements in it? Go to file, open, and I use this PNG file. Just move here, Ctrl T to resize it like this. I'll put some element here. So Ctrl T little bit more. Now here I am using a layer mask like this. Just select this one and this area. Now create a selection around this. How to create? Just use the control and click here, and selection is ready around that shape. Now click on your flower layer and click on that mask. Now if you see that whatever area I am required, that is not selected. So that you just click here and use Ctrl I to inverse it. Now again create a new layer, make it clip with that particular layer, and use a brush tool and create a shadow. Increase the size of your brush and make a shadow like that. So you can use this in any elliptical shape. Now make a shadow under the chin, so that it look like your face is floating in the air. Now click on a new icon button, layer button, and use a brush tool with the use of P and click anywhere. Ctrl T to resize it like this and make a shadow under your chin. So you can decrease, head is looking like this floating in the air. So thank you so much.